Hey folks, rinimt here, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood. It's time for the Stormblood Carpenter quest, which of course means we can't just buy it from the market bar, we have to actually craft them. Because they're rude. Let me just throw Gil at the problem. Anyway, let's talk to Beaton. Uncharted territory. Arya, the very carpenter I thought to call upon. One of our new recruits seems dispirited of the late, though I have approached her on several occasions. She is reluctant to share her troubles with me. Mayhap you can try talking to her. She is like to be far more receptive to a brave and amenable woman such as yourself. Cemi is her name. You can find her out front trading cedar logs. Okay. Out front. Good God! You're Arya, famed adventurer and Beaton's most promising disciple. What are you doing here? Yes, that... It's nothing I can speak to most of the other guild members about, much less Timbermaster Beaton. See, our guild? It's in peril! Our sales continue to plummet. If this downward trend is to continue, I know not what will become of it. What concerns me more than that, however, is the toll this has been taking on the Timbermaster. He's been working tirelessly and refuses to stop to even eat or drink. It's almost as though he's attempting to make up for everything at the expense of his own health. If this continues, I'm afraid he won't have the strength to grip a saw, much less restore the carpenter skill to its former glory. But not all is yet lost. I may have found a solution. If we were to speak with some of the locals to learn what kind of furniture designs are currently in demand, we could alter productions to fit their taste and improve our sales. It is, however, a rather monumental task for someone to take on alone, doubly so for an inexperienced carpenter like me. Arya, please, will you help me? Oh, thank you so very much. Now then, let's begin by interviewing potential customers at the Carline Canopy. Alright. What sort of furniture have I been buying? Lately I've been purchasing a lot of Far Eastern style items. After all, that's what's popular nowadays. I recently finished building a house in the lavender beds and have been furnishing it with Doman-themed furniture. The bold yet delicate patterns prevalent in much of their work greatly resonates with me. Okay, actually, where is the third person? Is he downstairs? Yes, cool. Like, Furniture? Must say that the Hingham furnishings trickling from the Far East have struck a chord with me. People are often far too eager to forsake their own heritage in exchange for keeping up with the latest fads. I, on the other hand, take great comfort in knowing my furniture embodies generation upon generation of tradition. Back upstairs? Yeah. Cool. How is it that the furniture from the Far East has so far surpassed the popularity of our own local products? Gridania is home to carpenters whose skill is unmatched. At least so I had thought. At this rate, our guild will fall into obscurity. We must convince Timbermaster Beaton to immediately begin producing Far Eastern style furniture if we are to have any chance of surviving. Had I more clout with him, I would have hesitated to march in there and tell him as much, but as it stands, I'm afraid he won't take what I have to say seriously. If you historic people were to accompany me, however, my words will hold far more sway. You'll come with me. Fantastic. Let's go and pitch my idea to the Timbermaster then. I suppose the two of you are here because there's something like to discuss. Very well, have at it. Sir, as you might already be aware, Far Eastern furniture scents have recently been flooding the market, with men and women all across Gridania, Eorzea even, only too eager to buy them. We are at great risk of falling behind. I believe, however, if we were to get ahead of this trend and begin manufacturing products of Oriental design, we can convince more customers to purchase from us and improve the status of our guild. Oh, you think producing crude imitations will suffice? I will not have it said that we compromise on quality. If you are truly committed to this proposal, I will support you, provided you accept one condition. You will travel to Kugane. There you will immerse yourself in their rich history and culture, both of which have given shape to their craft. Developing a greater understanding of these things will allow you to produce items of a similar caliber to those found in that very region. That's it? That's a condition? Of course! I'd be delighted to go there. In fact, I shall make ready to depart post-haste! Wish me luck. I shall send you a letter once I arrive. I wonder if she truly understands the purpose of my sending her there. At the very least, she seems to have overcome her despair. I suspect I have you to thank for that, Arya. Well then, I suppose all that's left for us to do now is await her letter. Next Carpenter quest will be available from Beaten upon reaching level 63. Requirements for the second subsequent quest will be reviewed in your journal. The Game of Confidence. Arya, I've received word from Cemi. She has made it safely to Kugane. Or rather, that is what I have surmised from this letter that goes into great detail about the various new foods she has tried there. While I was the one to suggest you embark upon this trip alone, I've come to rethink my decision. This letter is any indication she needs a mentor to guide her in her studies in Kugane, someone to keep her from becoming distracted from her goals. I would like for you to be that person. To ensure she accomplishes what I sent her there to do, I would have the two of you search out local residents who appear to be troubled. Playing your carpentry skills, you are to find a way to solve their problems. Thank you, child. It is good to know that I can always rely on you. I imagine there are a number of things you need to tend to before you leave, so I'll say my farewells to you here until you return, Arya. Alright, off to Kugane. Arya, it is a true miracle our paths would converge so soon here of all places. Certainly hope you've been enjoying this splendid city as much as I am. I've only just arrived at find I'm already completely enamored with its people, foods, and customs. Everything here is so different, so unique, something which can no doubt be attributed to Kugane's extended isolation from the rest of the world. Take, for example, the delicate motifs that recur in much of their work. You would never be able to find this in Eorzea. Ah, forgive me. Surely you didn't come all this way to listen to my musings on such things. Though, why exactly have you come here again? For music? That is fantastic! Together we are sure to have a grand time touring the area and taking in the sights. So, Timber Master Bean would have us search for troubled citizens and fix their problems with their saws and hammers? What a brilliant idea! Not only will this help me improve my skills, but it will also afford me the perfect opportunity to establish my reputation as a carpenter. We haven't a moment to waste. Let's scour the streets and see if anyone is in need of our assistance. Alright. Let's pull up the regular map. Down there? Cool. And where? Ah, back alley. Arya, I think the matron you're here. I found someone in need of our services. There's just one teensy problem. Why is it no one will ever listen to what I have to say? She approached me asking if anything was wrong, so I thought that this time it would be different. As soon as I began talking over, she sat down and began banging her tools together. I isn't gonna take this anymore. Madam, I need your help. Your help. I'm just so fed up with the way I look, with this lank hair and these plain features. Not ready to the crowd. No one will ever remember who I am after this. Even you will probably forget me. My confidence dwindles day by the day. It is to the point where I must summon every ounce of courage to even speak to someone. I'm sorry. I had no idea you felt that way. Mother was right. I need to learn to listen instead of jumping to my own conclusions. Don't you worry, madam. We'll find the answers to your problem. Now, please, if you would, let me escort to the Shiokaze hostelry, where you might wait while we figure out how to go about this. Alright, in the meantime, can you go and interview some of the Mujikoza actors? Surely they'll know how to gain people's attention and have more confidence. Oh, same area. Neat. Like right here. Hello. A woman who feels overlooked and is not confident in her own skin. Tisk tisk simply will not do. Perhaps your friend should try using cosmetics. Changing your external appearance often has the added benefit of transforming how you feel about yourself and how the world perceives you. Take us, for example. We are an aggressive, burly bunch with a dash of eyeshadow and a bit of blush. However, even we turn to a gaggle of girls before your very eyes. When we think we are girls, we become girls. Simple as that. Is it that easy? Confidence? You asked me of ways to gain confidence? The best way to do that would be to improve yourself, or it would be from the inside out for the outside in. Alright. Have I been ignored by an audience? Of course I have. When that happens, you pack a bit more powder onto your face and spruce up your costume. You'll find yourself standing a little straighter, talking a little louder, and moving a little bolder. And that's when you're sure to steal the show. Alright, I thank the gods you've finally returned. Please, please, please tell me you've thought of something. What can we make to help our friend raise her self-esteem and be noticed? A lavish dressing case be filled with powders and blushes? A wonderful solution! Cosmetics will allow her to enhance her features so she might stand out from the crowd. When people will begin paying her more attention, she will be sure to regain her lost confidence. While you are away, I took the initiative to gather some materials. Here, have a look and take what you require. Everything we spend will be reimbursed by the guild, so don't feel the need to hold it back. Proceed with the quest. Use the materials provided by Cemi to craft a high-quality, lavish dressing case. Should since his efforts prove unsuccessful, speak with Cemi once more to receive another set of materials. Alright. Let's open the recipe, and I'm gonna hope that this macro I grabbed from when I did Goldsmith is gonna work. It really didn't work, did it? Alright, hold up. Discard that one. Okay. Button isn't working. Lavish dressing case. Select, sold. Copy. Open that macro. Alright. Try that again. This should work. Guess there was a button in there that I didn't have yet, so, you know. Cool. Do you truly think there is hope for me? A dressing case? It is incredibly beautiful, but I fail to see how it will help me. So you're saying altering my look will change the way I feel about myself and how people react to me? It's certainly worth a try. Wallowing self-pity as I've done until now will fix nothing. This box, however, might. May I have a look? Ooh. Oh, it's so beautiful. Everything down to the last detail has been crafted with such delicate precision. It's no wonder Zero Master Beaton holds you in such high regard. And with years of practice, I doubt I'd be able to craft anything so splendid. Madame, please accept my sincerest apologies for the earlier distress I caused you. I should have been more considerate of your feelings. No, 'tis I who must apologize. If I only had the strength to convey my thoughts and trust in my own voice, none of this would have ever been an issue. Besides, I dare say that meeting the two of you may well be a turning point in my life. From the bottom of my heart, I'd like to thank you for your help. I wish you all the best in your endeavors. Bye. Her words have lit a fire within me, unlike anything I've ever felt before. I have been nothing but a hindrance thus far. I promise it won't be for much longer. Someone's in the background. He's not actually here. Thank you, Arya. Without you, I think that lady might have never found a way to conquer that which has been holding her back. Do you think there will come a day where I'll be able to address the client's problems with the same swiftness that you do? Oh, but what am I saying? With a little practice and effort, nothing is impossible. There's much for me to learn. It's time to take full advantage of all the Far East has to offer. Together, let's refine our skills and convene once more, when we have gotten them to a level we are satisfied with. Sure. Carving new paths into Far Eastern woodworking, you have learned quality assurance. And I have learned delicate synthesis. A lesson in listening. Oh, Arya, you're here! Since we last met, I've been working day and night to improve my shortcomings as a carpenter. I'm leaps and bounds from where I once was. Until now, I've been undependable. I promise you, however, that from this moment forward, you'll be seeing an entirely new side of me. To prove to you just how much I've changed, I took the initiative and found us a new client. Her name is Ume, and she runs a local tea house. I've even finished crafting the item she requested of us. Are you impressed yet? Well, there's more. I'm scheduled to deliver it to her at her shop. You'll come with me, won't you? After all, my first successful business transaction is something you'll not want to miss. But I'm judging that this is gonna go bad. What do you mean you can't use this? I took special care to listen to every word you said. This is exactly what you asked for. This charming little sign is certain to attract droves of customers. Exactly what I asked for. It's a far cry from it. Told you I wanted something which would help me establish a base of regular patrons. This is an advertisement aimed at the general public, the precise opposite of what I need. Even if I had requested this ridiculous sign, what makes you think it would do anything to convince customers to come here? The writing is illegible. You could scarcely make out the name of my shop. Oh dear, Arya, help! Ah, you have a brother friend. You look like you have a good head on your shoulders. Perhaps you would be able to help me. Excellent. Well, I cannot quite place my finger on it. I suspect my tea house lacks something in the way of ambiance. I'd like for you to figure out what exactly that something might be and make me furnishings or accessories to improve it. If you find yourself short on ideas, you might speak with some of my customers. Mayhap you can ask them for their opinions on what would enhance their experience here. As it seems I'm no longer needed here, I shall return to Shiokaze Hostery and make ready some materials for you. Once you decide what it is you want to craft, come look for me and I shall provide you with what you need. Alright, let's speak with some customers. Apologies, I was just on my way out. If only this place were more willing to accommodate smokers, I would be that much more inclined to stay. How would I go about improving this place? Well, I have no complaints about the tea or food. It'd be nice if they had books or a place to smoke to help pass the time. All good food and drink still lacks warmth. I would come here twice as often if they had a corner where I could sit back, relax, and have a smoke after a long day. I'm sensing a trend. I wonder. Arya, I know not how to apologize to you. It seems the harder I try, the more work I create for you. Well, I could figure out what it is I'm doing wrong. I thought my problem was listening, so I made sure to take note of every word that came from her client's mouth, but it made no difference in the end. I digress. Now is not the time to be dwelling on my failure. Let's concentrate on fulfilling the tea shop's proprietor's request. Do you have any ideas what we can make to satisfy her? A pipe box so people can have a smoke and unwind. That's it! I've noticed many men and women in Kugane do indulge on occasion. Setting a pipe box in the area is the perfect way to invite them to have a leisurely smoke after they finish their tea. It's trying to keep them coming back. Now let's see about making it. You'll be needing this, maybe some of that. Of course this! Here, that should be everything. I think the tea house owner is quite eager to receive her delivery. If you could finish the pipe box and see that it gets to her quickly, it'd be greatly appreciated. Alright. Will my macro work again? Find out. I haven't adjusted anything, so yeah. We good. I hope. If we're not good, it's at the point where I can fix it. Alright. Let's go back here. The key to running a successful business is cultivating a loyal clientele. I need for you to assist me in doing just that. A pipe box, you say? Oh, but of course, why didn't I think of that? Most of my customers smoke. Why did I do so here after they finish their sweets and tea will no doubt encourage them to stop by more regularly. You see now, little lady? This is what I was asking for. Oh yes, it's crystal clear now. Arya is a master carpenter, and in contrast, I'm nothing but a miserable failure. Might I take a look at that? Oh, great gods! Do you remember Master being... What are you doing here? I felt the call of wood and followed it here. Ah, yes, the intricate metal inlay, coupled with the finely polished wooden exterior, leads me to believe that this is your work, Arya? You have quite the sense of humor, child. My dear lady, it seems my protege here has seen fit to furnish you with a pipe box in the truest sense of the word. What, pray tell, do you mean? A pipe box holds ash, and this particular one is made of ash lumber. Mayhap, however, you would need to be a carpenter to fully appreciate this joke. Mayhap indeed. No, jesting aside, I would like to thank you for this magnificent gift. I cannot wait to see the reaction it will elicit from my guests. Cemi, from what I understand, already made a pipe box at the request of a client. Tell me, why is it that you also did not craft one? I'm sorry, sir. I've been giving my all. I have, but the sad truth is that nothing I make is good enough to satisfy anyone. So I thought it best for me to stick to simply gathering materials. It is always a struggle in the beginning, but that is no excuse to quit. Failure builds character which will allow you to grow as a craftsman. Well, it may not feel like it. You have grown a great deal during your sojourn here in Kugane. However, it's time you packed your bags. You are to journey to Yangsha next, to the lands beyond the Ruby Sea. Yes, sir! I shall make ready to depart straight away. Arya, I'll be going ahead of you, but worry not! Once I arrive, I shall send you a letter telling you where we can meet. Cemi, before you go, allow me to say this. You have a firm grasp of all the basics and a sharp intuition besides. There is, however, one thing that is holding you back. Strive solely for perfection. Remember, your purpose is not to create something flawless, but something authentic. Something unique that will be cherished for years and years to come. Let's go talk to... Not Beaten. How exciting is this? I'm going to Yangsha! Don't you fret, Arya. Like I mentioned earlier, once I settle in, I shall send a letter to you by the way of Kotokaze. This time, I have every intention of living up to Timber Master Beaton's expectations. Why, I dare say we shall even be returning from our journey there with a tale or two on how I charmed my way into the locals' hearts with my carpentry skills. Till we meet again in Yangsha. Sure. Carving new paths into the far eastern where working you have learned manipulation. Live and let dine. Arya, a letter from Cemi has just arrived for you. Dear Arya, I'm writing to tell you that I have arrived in a tiny village in Yangsha known as Namai. It is such a delightful place. Every day I stumble across something new, whether it be the unusual materials they employ in their construction of unfamiliar or the unfamiliar but delicious foods. Oh yes, the food here is exquisite and the desserts are even better. In fact, the sugar-coated dumplings they have are simply to die for. I'll be sure to treat you to some when you come. See you soon. Here's truly Cemi. And she is distracted by food again. Maybe she should have been a culinarian. Clearly should have been culinary. Alright, let's pop up here. Arya, how wonderful it is to see you! It's been far too long. Have you tried any of the local cuisine yet? If you haven't, I know the perfect place for us to start. No? I was planning to take you there purely to discuss business, I swear. After all, we're better to do that than over food. Got it! Alright, your disapproval has been duly noted. Instead of going for food, let's search out any people who might be in need of our assistance then. This is part of the young show where I won't even see any hunts. I mean, there's a small chance of one, but I mean small chance. Where can I even walk into and I've been in the mine so long. Yes. Yep, yes, I could use some of that. You see, in the days before the Empire held dominion over our lands, I was a chef. While our freedom from them is fleeting, I would nevertheless like to use this opportunity to once again pursue my passion for cooking. Such I've been thinking to open up my own restaurant. To do so, I would need to procure basic furnishings for my future shop. It is not a simple task. Most of what I've come across is either far too expensive or of poor quality. Then you may be pleased to hear, sir, that before you stand two highly skilled members of the Carpenters Guild in Gridania, we shall see that you receive the furniture you require. You would do that for me. This for me. Most certainly. What kind of furnishings do you need? Apart from tables and chairs, I need something to allow my guests to feel at ease. Those from the Enclave have different dining habits than those of us here in the Mai. I'd like to create an environment where both would feel equally welcoming. Please, leave it to us, sir. Now, Arya, what do you say to making things a tad more interesting? Let's turn this into a competition. Oh, hey, speaking of, there's the B rank. We got to see the hunt. We will each make something for our client and present the finished product to him. He will then judge them and decide on a winner. Please, pretty please, won't you do it for me? This is the only way I can show to my master beaten I'm just as skilled as the other carpenters in the guild. Ha! It's settled then! Go about making the furniture however you want, but I recommend you speak with the people here before getting started. Some have lived here their entire lives, others have lived in the Enclave. With their help, you may better understand the subtle differences in our ways. Thank you, sir. We'll be sure to do that. Arya, once you decide what you'll be making, come and find me. I'll furnish you with any materials you might need. It's a competition, but I'll help you. The only difference is that the table manners are practically non-existent out here. People have good hearts, but they also have no sense of etiquette. They'll eat their food on the streets and sip their tea in front of you. One should take their meal behind closed doors with family or friend. Be nice if they would at least eat behind a partition of some sort, or spare the rest of us the sight. Playing a game of where in the mine. I don't think it's up this high. Okay, actually, no, where the heck? I need 2 more people, and I'm struggling to find them. Aha. Yes, I suppose you could say I'm from the Enclave, though I've lived here for most of my life. When I was young, my family and I fled to this village that we might escape Imperial troops. What? You would like for me to demonstrate the differences in dining habits? I'm afraid that's not something I can help you with. Let's probably prefer this out one. Dang, man. There they are. They're Oh, just... I would say that the people from the Enclave are more elegant than us. Never seen one with hair out of place or in clothes that might not have been neatly pressed. They place great importance on rules, manners, and fashion over there. Alright. Where is she? There she is. Oh, Arya, have you finally decided what you'll be making? Ornate partitions to be hung between each of the tables. I'll be building the entire restaurant from the ground up now. Ornate partitions. Partitions? But that seems so dull. That's not really what you're thinking. What you're really thinking to make, is it? Wait, you're not trying to lose on purpose, are you? Well, I know I'm not as good as you yet. Never did I think that you saw me as so far beneath you that you would feel the need to do this. My apologies. It seems I jumped to conclusions again. I know you're not the type of person to do something like that. It's no excuse, but lately I've been on edge. I can't shake the feeling this is my last chance to convince Timbermaster Beaton that I am capable of a carpenter, worthy of calling myself as such, or being called as such. If I don't, he might stop assigning me work, and I may as well leave the guild. I shall not let it come to that. No matter what it takes, I must find a way to prove myself. I completely forgot. I'm terribly sorry. I didn't mean to blabber on about my worries. After all, you're here for materials, aren't you? Here you are. Feel free to come back if it's not enough. Alright. Let's update the macro, actually. We are now 76. Not slightly different stats. Because this is how it goes. That was the same exact macro. Excellent. Excellent. Good to know. Exact same macro. Excuse me. May have been the exact same macro, but I sure did not finish. That's fine. Easily solvable. Let's pop back up here. Opening up a restaurant has always been a dream of mine. I think that might soon be within my grasp. Fills me with joy beyond belief. I'll have this. What have we here? May I? Timbermaster Beaton! This table is exquisite. It is extremely sturdy, yet manages to maintain a sleek elegance. These Doman-style engravings that run up and down the sides of the legs. Not no better, I would have guessed that they were the work of a more practiced pair of hands than your own, Cemi. Now, Arya, let's see, yours. Simple, but all the more stunning for it. The lacquer finish is a nice touch. A light gloss is just enough to enhance the natural blush of the wood, but not overpowered. Well, both of these are masterpieces in their own right. I will say this. The detailed engravings on the table are something even a highly skilled artisan would struggle to recreate. What do you think, sir? The moment I saw it, I knew which one of these I wanted desperately needed even. I chose... this one! That Arya is a better carpenter than me, I won't deny it. She has skills I could even ever dream of attaining. So I'll admit, but I pour my heart and soul to that table. Sir, why is it that you have chosen? Why is it that you chose Arya's petitions over Cemi's table? Simple, really. Doman City folks are a private sort. They would appreciate the way these wooden bearers would hide them from sight as they eat. The young lady's table is magnificent, a work of art even. However, it does not fulfill the needs of my customers like these petitions do. It seems the time has come to carve the intricate detail. It took to carve the intricate detailing on this table would have been better spent interviewing the local citizens. Cemi, do you understand now what it is you lost? You are so focused on demonstrating your own skill that you disregard the needs of the client. Ari, on the other hand, spoke with residents of this village, which inspired her to create these partitions, a product that places the customer's needs above all else. In that sense, the difference between your table and her partitions is the difference between a decent carpenter and a master of the craft. That said, this is where your journey ends. I expect to see both of you back in Gridania shortly after I return. No, it can't be! Please don't tell me Master Bean hasn't given up on me. What am I to do? Is your friend alright? Well, I cannot claim to understand what any of that was about. I would like to thank you for your wonderful contribution. It is sure to suit my restaurant perfectly. Oh, back to Gridania. Oh, I just walked up to the guild and it was like, poof. Timber must have been. Thank the mage when you return. The drawers of this desk you made for me are broken. Is there any chance they can be fixed? I shall see what can be done. After all, I can hardly say no to someone who has so cherished one of my creations as you have. Timber Master Beaton, sir, my son. He's just been accepted into the Order of the Twin Adders to celebrate. I'd like you to craft him a fine spear. Order of the Twin Adder, that is quite the accomplishment. Very well, I shall make him a one that will see him through all his battles. Wait, sir, come back! Also, a request for him, but I suppose he'll have to wait. Should have known getting the finest carpenter in all of Gridania to make something for you. It wasn't going to be an easy task. Excuse me, if you don't mind me asking, why is it all of you like Timber Master Beaton so much? When you ask him to make something, he creates the item for you and you alone. To make something for that person alone. Thinking back, that's how I first got into carpentry. I was born into a family poorer than dirt, one where we couldn't afford to purchase even the most basic furniture. My mother raised us by herself, working from dawn till dusk so that my sisters and I wouldn't go to bed hungry every night. As a result, she pushed herself too hard and one day the pain in her back became too much to bear. Seeing her suffering drove me to make her an armchair in which she could rest from time to time. It was all the young me could think to do. When the finished product creaked and buckled under her weight, not for a single moment as I was making it did I lose sight of the fact that I was doing it all for her. I'm so preoccupied with myself, with trying to improve my skills. Somewhere along the way, I forgot the most important thing. It is never too late to remember and begin anew. Cemi, the key to harnessing your own potential is to recognize what is holding you back. From here, you can only grow. Yes, sir! You're absolutely right. There is still hope for me. Arya, thank you for supporting me until now. It is only because of you that I have come this far. In fact, I go so far as to say that our grand adventures together have made me feel as though I've been born again. I'm looking forward to exploring the world of carpentry once more. She is not the only one who owes you a debt of gratitude. While I am skilled at working with wood, I'm not nearly so adept at dealing with people and their problems. You have helped Cemi in ways I could not. You're part of the reason I have such high hopes for the girl. With a mentor like you to look up to, she will no doubt flourish. That is why I ask that you speak with her one last time before you leave. Wow. The not useful teleport. Like, considering this is only a 58 quest, like, or 68, yeah. I'd be happy to hear that Timber Master Bean has finally deemed my work good enough to begin taking on some of my own clients. Isn't that so exciting? That's not to say I'll forget about my studies or the guild's troubles. However, in between commissions, I'll be spending my time practicing how to make oriental furniture. That way I can retain all that I learned from our trips to Kugane and Namai. That's not all. I'll be keeping the people we met there in mind. They'll help me remember that I'm making this furniture not for myself, but for those around me. You'll see, Arya. I'm gonna work so hard that one day I'll be as good as you. Yeah, this is only 68. Like, not that crazy. Hooray. Tea party rules. Arya, there you are! I was beginning to wonder when you'd show up. Timber Master Beaton says he has some clans he wants to introduce to us. Well, don't just stand there, let's go! Alright. Let's Gerhard. Hello. You're good. We're here, good. Gerhard, you remember Arya? Remember? I could hardly forget. It would be no exaggeration to say that I owe this woman my life. In fact, the reason I'm here is related to that. The time Arya saved us. By the bow she brought, I was able to drive out the Ixali forces that threatened us. Our victory against them has bolstered our unit's reputation, and we have been receiving new recruits by the dozens since. In our latest batch, we received a mixture of eager Alamegans and Gridanians. If you don't see the problem, allow me to explain. There have always been certain racial tensions between the refugees and locals. I thought holding a tea party might ease the unease between them. I was wrong. Now they seem to have an even greater aversion to one another. And there you have it. I suggest you begin by speaking with Gerhard's recruits to see what exactly went wrong. You pinpoint the cause of their feud. It might make it that much easier for us to solve the problem. Yes, sir. You can count on me. Arya, would you mind accompanying Cemi? Mind you, this is an official request. It would not do to send someone who has not yet completed basic training to carry out this task alone. So there'll be the two of you then? Good. Now I imagine most of my new recruits will be at and around the Adder's Nest. You should have no trouble finding them. Once you finish, see that you report back to me. Yes, sir! Alright. It's all about, you know, actually listening to what people say. And about what assumptions do. Why you don't make them. If you're here to talk with the captain, you're here to speak with me? Why don't we like them? Well, it's obvious, isn't it? Every time we try to reach out to them, how are we repaid with hostility? Take the tea party Captain Gerhard arranged for us, for example. Instead of hoping to turn over a new leaf. They, however, clearly came for different reasons. Entirely because the moment we sat down, they served us Alamegan tea! It seems they have gone from refusing to accept our culture to openly spurning it. My apologies, but I would like to leave it at that, lest anger get the best of me. I wish to know more, however, perhaps you should try speaking with one of the Alamegan recruits. Wait. Where? Oh, not there. Honestly, let's just go this way. It's gonna be just as fast, I think. I was like, if I'm remembering Gridania right, yeah, this is fine. Let's go up here. What are you looking at? Something you need, and I suggest you move along. This question sounded an awful lot like the ones Captain Gerhard asked us yesterday. Is he the one who put you up to this? Every day, we Alamegans bleed and fight and die to protect this country, and yet the Gridanians still regard us with the same suspicion and resentment that they do beastmen. Even so, we decided the tea party Captain Gerhard arranged was a good chance for us to establish some common ground with him, find a way to lay aside some of our differences. Not serving Alamegan tea would be a good way to break the ice, but no! Our kind gesture was met with only with disdainful stares. No longer will we be made to feel worthless by the Gridanians. From now on, we'll have nothing to do with them. Whatever. We go this way now. This way works. Aetheryte Plaza. And I actually went the right way out of this Aetheryte Plaza. Sorry, I'm used to Ul'dah, where you just go straight. I'm not used to there being like 1,000 directions to go. Anyway. Hi. I see you've spoken with some of Gerhardt's newest recruits. Do you have any ideas on how we might put an end to their feud? Striking them should do the trick. Alright, I just saw something in my eye. What the heck? Barson style tea party. A matching set of furniture. Should bring them together. Would you be happy to learn you have the same set of furniture as someone else you greatly dislike? Of course not. In fact, you might even take an axe to it. Barson style tea party should end the bickering. Barson's theme tea party? That just might work. No one would feel as though they are being snubbed, and the interesting setting might even provide them with a topic of conversation. You call it tea house benches of Kugane, do you not? Very good. Suggest you craft one. Alright. We're gonna use that same button and hope it's good enough. If not, we'll figure it out from there. Okay, that's good enough. That is not. That is solvable. That is a solvable part. Easily solvable, anyway. Success is only possible if each of the members of the squad completely trust one another. Hand over. Thank you. I've never seen anything like it. You are looking at a tea house bench, the qualities and make of which is identical to those crafted by the master carpenters of the Far East. Now, Cemi, what have you made for us? Let me present you with this. This is the exact same as Arya crafted. What led you to decide upon a tea house bench? Speaking of the initiates, I surmise that both sides have attended the tea party hoping to reconcile their differences. Given the right environment, I reckon they still can. So I thought, why not hold a Far Eastern style tea party? Not only would it provide them with a relaxed atmosphere, but it would give them a chance to bond over a culture that is different from their own. That you have begun taking the needs of the clients in consideration, and in doing so, came to the same conclusion as Arya, is evidence that you have matured as a carpenter. Well done. Now, it is time to put your benches to the test. I would have the two of you take them to Apkalu Falls and set them up. Gerhard, gather subordinates and Arya and Cemi there, and I will join you all shortly. Very well. Welcome, everyone. While I know our last tea party was by no means a rousing success, I appreciate how willing most of you were to give this idea a second chance. Seems some of you felt that certain cultures were disrespected at our last get-together. For that, I apologize. Regardless of where you're from, I value and respect every one of you, as you should each other, for we are brothers and sisters in arms. Family, if you will. I hope that this gathering, the craftsmen of the Carpenters Guild helped me organize, will allow you to realize that. Now for the fun part. What do you think, everyone? Before you was an exact replica of a tea house in Kugane. Kugane, as in Far Eastern part city? Well, I suppose these decorations do have a certain exotic charm. A Kugane-style tea party, eh? Well, like everything looks so elegant. These furnishings are almost as beautiful as those found here in Gridania. Carpentry is culture, and culture is ever present in our lives. One can learn a great deal about the people simply by looking at their furniture. Sitting here upon these benches has made me realize that there are so many magnificent things in this vast world. My narrow-mindedness, I nearly missed out on them. We should have taken the time to learn more about you and where you are from. We eat meals together, we fight together, and because of our reluctance to speak with you, we know almost nothing about you. For that, we're sorry. No, it is we who must apologize. While many of us consider Gridania to be a second home, there's a lot about your culture we have yet to fully grasp. Let's raise our cups and give a toast to the start of a new and beautiful friendship. Have you all been enjoying yourselves? Yes, it's been a long time since I talked so much or laughed so hard. I thought we had absolutely nothing in common, but I was mistaken. Indeed, the more we speak, the more I come to realize how alike we are. But we finally found a way to put our differences aside. Good. Remember, on the battlefield, it matters not where you're from or where you were raised, only that you survive. For that, you will need to rely on each other. Never forget that. Bah! Jump scare back to the Carpenter's Guild. Well done, the both of you. While fulfilling the clan's needs with great finesse is something I've yet have come to expect of Arya. You surprised me, Cemi. That you have the same idea as one of our guild's best artisans proves you are one step closer to becoming a full-fledged carpenter. Do not, however, mistake that to mean the items the two of you crafted are of comparable quality. Even to the untrained eye, one's far superior to the other. Quality, however, is not everything. Your client has walked away feeling completely satisfied, and that's a tremendous accomplishment. Cemi, if you continue to work hard, perhaps someday you will come to be as good as this talented woman beside you. Thank you, sir. I shall remember this moment and continue honing my skills that they might one day rival Arya's. I nearly forgot! If I'm being so bold as to ask her, what has become of our guild? Will we recover from debt anytime soon? I beg your pardon? What debt? So long as we continue to receive commissions from the Order of the Twin Adder, we need not want for capital. Sir, if not for the guild, why were you working yourself so hard? You wouldn't even stop to take meals. Ah, yes, I was temporarily overcome by a desperate need to reconnect with the wood. To achieve this, I began living as though a tree would, taking in only sunlight and water. I really need to stop jumping to conclusions. Oh, Arya, please allow me to thank you once again. When it was what was misunderstanding on my part that led us to the Far East, I couldn't be happier with the result. I'll be eternally grateful to you and for seeing me through this journey and for all that you taught me. Though this particular adventure may be over, I have no doubts we will embark upon another together in the near future. Will we though? Until then, I shall continue to practice, and practice some more. You next see me, I may nearly be as good as you. Arya, your ability to inspire people never fails to astound me. It is in no small part thanks to you that Cemi has grown as much as she has. Your talent and love you hold for your craft is a rarity even among the elite. Hope that you will continue to use both to serve men and women all across Eorzea. finishes Stormblood Carpenter. But I'm gonna go take a little trip. I thought that they stayed around. The heck? I made a trip for nothing! Well, I'm back here again. Is there anything I'm missing off of you? Oh, I think I have that. Oh, yes, there is. Hold up. I'm missing stuff that they added when they added Fru. And oh, these are also when they added, let's say, Sandoria. Anyway, well, I was here. But yeah, I thought the things stuck around back here. The tea house stands. I swear I've seen them. Maybe I'm actually just imagining things. But anyway. That wraps up Stormblood Carpenter. So again, when it comes to Shadowbringers, the quests are a bit different. And I will probably do those after I get everything to 18. I mean, also, once I get all the quests done too. That's probably once I get... I just need Carpenter, Leatherwork, and Alchemist to 80. And I also need to do a bunch more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need to do 6 more quest sets. So once all that's done, I will start looking at doing the Shadowbringers quests. So we still got a long road to go on catching up on Crafter quests. It's probably going to take us all the way through Evercold. Probably even beyond Evercold. At the rate I do them. It's when I feel like it, literally. Anyway, I'm at this point rambling. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider tossing a like, comment, subscribe. Maybe click the bell for notifications. Also, be sure to check out the description below. Various links, social media, Discord. Come hang out, get notifications there too. And until next time, this is rinimt signing out. Bye!